everyone, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 build video. And also this is a challenge slash collab video, which is really cool. You have seen the magical tree house, I think 5 days ago, and here it is my part of the duo build challenge, which I do with Auvbri, who will also be at the end of the video joining us. And yeah, it's a Mediterranean house. I call it the Spanish villa because for those who don't know, yes, I'm German, but my parents and I lived in Spain. My parents live in Spain and I used to live in Spain as well. So I kind of thought, hey, Mediterranean, that's Spanish as well. So Spain is in the Mediterranean Sea, or at the Mediterranean Sea. Let's do this. I know these houses. I've lived in one, or in a couple of them actually. So this is for the challenge called the Duo Build Challenge. This was created by my good friend Frankie and her friend Ironsound. And they asked us if we want to do this cool challenge. And immediately when she asked me, like Frankie asked me, I was like, I'm going to do this with Auvbri. And exactly at that point, Auvbri wrote me like, hey girl, do you want to do the duo build challenge with me? Like, it was exactly the perfect timing for this. And yeah, basically you have to find a partner, then you roll the lot size, which is 30 by 20 for us, and then you can roll for the building style you're going to do. And I got Mediterranean, and as you know from the last video, Auvbri got a tree house. So I'm going to build this, and then we're going to head over to Auvbri's channel and he will furnish this. He has to put up with this mess. But yeah, it's going to be great and lots of fun. So I want to thank, of course, again, Frankie for, suggesting this challenge and creating the challenge. And I will put everything you need to know about this in the video description down below for you if you want to try this. It's really lots of fun. And yeah, now let's talk a little bit about the build. So as I said, I've lived in Spain for I think 5 years, maybe it could be more, I'm not sure. I went to school there, and I lived in the south of Spain, which is Andalusia. I'm not sure how to pronounce it in English, but it's like the typical, I think every Spanish hates that I'm going to say this, but it's like the typical Spanish kind of house that you imagine when you think about Spain. Like, they have these white little villages with the red roofs on it and lots of potted plants on the walls and donkeys and I don't know, like stuff like this, like the fairy tale kind of tourist trap kind of thing. And this is what I'm going to do here as well, but I'm also going for the mcmansion style, which I know because I used to live, or wait, I'm not going to say where I used to live just to protect my parents, but it's in the south of Spain. And let's just call like a neighboring city is called Marbella, and Marbella is like mcmansion villa kind of galore. There are lots and lots of rich people living there because taxes are just ridiculously high, and we have like huge villas, like the mcmansion kind of style. So they are mansions that kind of have the Spanish style, but also aren't traditionally Spanish. And this is what I'm going to do here. Since it's a Sims 4, I kind of wanted to have both, the best of both worlds maybe. I just thought it would be fun. And so I used lots of the, of course, red roofs and stucco wallpaper, also arched windows and lots of wood, because that's what I see like in the shorter, like smaller villages that was like, or are around my family's houses. And yeah, I thought it would be really cool to match these things together. Also in Spain, they have lots, like in the south of Spain, they have lots of influences from like Arabian kind of architecture, because they have been occupied, I would say, by the Arabian, I hope I'm not saying this wrong, but the Moors, I have no idea how to explain it to you, but yeah, just look up on Wikipedia south of Spain, I don't know, like history or something. But yeah, this is why they have lots and lots of kind of Oriental Arabian, I would say, architecture influences in the south of Spain as well, which makes it like a really cool mix sometimes. Like, you can see cool crossover architecture sometimes, like really old houses, like several hundred years old, and it's like so, I guess, like weird looking, because it's not like something that you would imagine being there sometimes if you're not that into history or something. But I really like this crossover, and I wanted to do this here as well. So I think the little balconies that I do here with the wooden overhang pagoda kind of style things that I put on there, these spandrels, kind of looks a little bit more Arabian influenced in my opinion. But yeah, also of course round turrets. Actually they are a lot of like lower hanging in my opinion, but since in The Sims 4 we only have 3 wall heights, I had to go with a really kind of too tall looking tower here, like a round tower. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, blame it on The Sims 4 wall heights that we have, because I really needed the frieze and all that stuff to make it look a little bit more Spanish. And also what I know is like from townhouses and like the smaller one family living in their townhouses, they have a little courtyard in the middle, like in front of the house, with a wall all around it, which is like super, I don't know, typical. Also, the house of my parents has this, and usually there's only tiles there, or maybe a little bit of grass, but usually lots and lots of tiles. And you put lots and lots of flowers and unnecessary things in there. I don't know. But yeah, something that I also kind of think is super south of Spain is planted potters on the wall. I don't know why they do this. I think every single flower dries out if you put them on like a hot wall like this. But yeah, this is something typical Spanish for me, having lots and lots of these potted plants but on the wall. And there we go with my most hated plant ever. It's called the bougainvillea, and we had this in like the first house that I lived in Spain. And it had like a bougainvillea. This is like the pink, horrible looking. I hate it so much. But yeah, this is like the pink flower that you can see here, that you can kind of creeps onto the walls here. But it's kind of like a bush. And the flowers aren't necessarily flowers. They are like air-filled little devils that kind of float everywhere. I think every Spanish person or everybody who has a bougainvillea or the neighbor has one, they all hate this flower, because these things are horrible to like swipe up. Like if you want to clean your yard, or if you want to clean anything, or even if you have a pool, you will find these little pink fuckers, sorry for my language, but like these flower thingies everywhere, and they're so hard to sweep up because they are filled with air, the little air pockets. So they float around everywhere, and you can't even swipe, like put them up, like, I don't know, it's so hard. I hate them, and I can remember there's a little story behind it. In the next house that we moved in, there was like a bougainvillea there in the garden, and my mom immediately said, okay, we're going to get rid of this one. We're going to kill that plant, which we did successfully. And then 2 years later, a new neighbor moved in across the street. And what did he plant into his front yard, or across his front yard? A bougainvillea. And we were like, oh no, we have to do something against this plant, because we really don't want to have all this pink stuff everywhere. It gets everywhere, into the house, everywhere. And we hated it so much. I think it's like a really small plant now, but we have to do something like pretty soon. I'm excited to tell you in like another video what my mom did against that. I think maybe that she want to reason with the neighbor to not use that plant. But yeah, basically, I think when I get back in summer again, that plant will be big enough to kind of tint the whole street with the freaking pink flower thingies that's on the bougainvillea, and I hate them. But yeah, if you are into pink flowers that kind of get everywhere, even into your clothing and into your rooms, and like places that you never imagined plant stuff can go into, then get this bougainvillea, especially because it's nicely pink and purple. I mean, it looks nice from the beginning, like in the start, but then you grow to hate it later, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But yeah, we are already done with all the arched windows and tiny little arched windows, and of course little balconies made out of steel sometimes, which are usually black. So I kind of wanted to have wood and steel kind of mix matched, like I said, like a mcmansion that the mcmansion is. And I really liked how it turned out. Kind of reminded me of lots of the houses that I see there. So it's kind of like a modern house that try to use the Spanish architecture. It's not like a traditional Spanish house, because therefore it would be too high. And also 2 stories aren't that common, actually, like in really old houses. That's like something that modern houses has, of course. And the turrets are basically just decoration. And yeah, I'm really excited how Auvbri is going to furnish this, who is also going to come by into our video and our voiceover really soon, and he's going to tell us how he did and how he liked it furnishing this. But yeah, so as I said, lots of potted plants everywhere, archways, the courtyard, and lots of tiles and ceramics everywhere. And also what I really liked was that I could put finally the jungle adventure well somewhere, which is like a leaning on a wall, and I really like this. It kind of reminded me of something that you would put out for horses, but also sometimes people have this actually in their houses, like in their courtyards. They have like little well fountains kind of things. Even my parents had one of these at one point. I don't know why, because usually your courtyard is really, really small. But yeah, here we go with lots and lots of potted plants, like I said, ceramics and flowers everywhere. And since your Sims don't have to water them, I thought, hey, cool, let's go full on potted plants everywhere. Or pot plants, as some call it, which would be something different if I recall what a pot plant is, but okay. And of course, since it's like also like a place for hanging out, there will be some benches and yeah, the well, like I said, like the fountain thingy, and lots of potted plants outside, like everywhere. I put them everywhere, and I thought it looks really, really cool and like a little bit more decorated. And yeah, I really can't wait to a lot of bougainvilleas again. Here we go again. And yeah, I really can't wait to see what Auvbri is going to do with this. If you want to download this, I think Auvbri will put up the link for that if you want to. And yeah, of course there's a pool, because pools are a must in the south of Spain. Like every little house has a pool, and if it's like a really small house, they're usually in an urbanización, which has like one large pool for all the houses all around it. Basically, they have like a shared bigger pool then. I'm really lucky that my parents have their own private pool, which, oh my god, it sounds like so arrogant now, as if we are rich. But yeah, basically every small house has a pool there as well. Like, we're not rich at all. But just wanted to let you know that's like something typical south of Spain that I got to know over my couple of years living there and going to school there. But yeah, this is basically the build, guys. I really hope that you like potted plants, and yeah, let's see if we have our special guest here now. So as promised, here is Auvbri, who will finish and furnish this lovely build. Hi!
Hello, everyone.
So as we go over the video tour, I wanted to ask you, how did you manage to furnish? Was it okay, or did I do poorly?
No, you did really good. I love the exterior, so I really tried to like match that in the interior and bring some more Mediterranean Spanish style into it, and just really try to make it look as good as the outside, because we did have very different builds. So this was a bit more natural and down to earth than a freaking magical tree house. So,
a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, but it was really fun. It was a challenge, but I think it turned out really good.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of easy for me because I lived in Spain, so I kind of had some points where what to do. But I'm really, really excited to see what you did, because I haven't seen it at this point, guys. But it's going to be awesome, and you have to go over to Auvbri's channel. I will also link the video, the furnish video, in the video description for you guys, and there we will meet in the video and talk together about how you furnished this bad boy.
So if you want to see that, go to my channel, as she said. It was a really fun challenge to do, and I think it turned out really nice. I tried to look at pictures and stuff like that and just, you know, put my own Auvbri stamp on it. So
so you were super prepared for everything.
Oh yeah.
And also, guys, if you want the download link, it's of course on Auvbri's video, so another reason to watch it. And of course, we want to thank Frankie and Iron Sound for tagging us for the dual build challenge. Yes, it was really, really cool. And I think maybe we are going to do it again. I don't know.
Yes, it was so fun.
Later this year. Yeah, it was really, really cool, because there's so so many styles to choose from. But yeah, it's exciting. Also, guys, please write in the comments what we have to build next on Aubri's channel, on my channel, what we have to collab with, anything at all. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.